parents and teachers.
Yeah.
But as usual, you'll find a lot of kids also joining, so please be prepared. There will be some very young kids who are very curious, will always join our sessions. Okay, so that's something to be. Can you hear?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right,
I can hear. Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay, because my audio seems to giving some, something popped up, so I didn't know what it was. I just switched it off. So bear with me. All right, so we have got how many? 10 persons, and we got about 10 minutes more to go.
How to see? Out.
I think
Someone
it's
is
some echo.
Echo,
Wow.
it's somebody's.
Oh, okay. I think Prof.
There's two devices.
Yeah, already changed device already. Oops.
If there are two devices, there will be a feedback. Okay, now it's clear.
Can I try and share my screen?
Yes, please, Prof.
So now, Prof, you are in Everest or somewhere in the Himalaya,
Yeah.
background,
Okay.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Wait, now I'm trying to find where is my slide. Okay.
All right, so full screen.
Wait.
What's this?
presentation or because a gadget is Mac.
iPad. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. This is full screen number.
All right. Can
Yeah.
see him?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, Prof. Just to introduce, so we have Mr. Ramesh and also William from STEM for all maker space. I always get that confused.
All.
And we have Miss Frida from Global Children Network. So Prof. Noliza is also our champion for STEM education lah. She always support all the activities that we do.
Okay. All right. Thank
You have
you.
met before, Prof?
I met Mr. Ramesh before.
Yes,
We
yes.
have one in the Razak faculty, right?
Yeah, meeting.
Correct.
He came that time. Yes.
No,
right.
it's a half-day forum workshop with Dr. Datin Noraini, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Dato' Noraini. Yes.
Correct. Yeah, I remember that. Yes. So we look forward to invite you to our center. I think you have not been to our
Center, belum pernah lah.
so we can probably do some when things are back to normal. We'd definitely like to invite you, and also on behalf of IEEE, if there's any program that we can host for you.
Okay, sure. We like to work together also because there's a lot of IEEE module on STEM available. So today I will introduce. If the teachers has no idea, you can just we have one website called Try Engineering. Right? So you can,
yes, I remember you mentioned about that. It's called Try Engineering, TRI.
Yes.
All right.
Uh,
In fact, Prof, if you want to mention this also in your what you call during your session, you could also mention this.
Move it for me.
sorry.
If you like to mention about Try Engineering for the audience later, also it'd be good.
Yes, sure. Yeah. I plan to do that.
Okay, great.
All right.
All right. So we have got 7 minutes more. William, any thoughts, any suggestions, William?
No, today I'll be just observing. I think Ramesh, because I'm keeping another ear on the other one at SD. We're running another tutorial workshop. Started at 10:30 just now on Python what do you call it, IoT and robotics. So I have to keep one ear on that end there as well.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Okay. So William is very much into makers and as well as drones and things to do with aviation. So we hope that we can also have IEEE components at our center. Maybe a special area or activities. We'll explore this later.
Uh-huh.
Looking forward to that.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then we have also what do you call it? We have actually about 38 chapters in total, technical society. So actually in Malaysia we already have 24. So one of it is RAS. RAS stands for robotics, and um, S
45.
stands for society. RA stands for what? I am not sure, but it's a robotic society.
Okay.
So they
Robotics.
are very very active in this area. All right. So maybe we can we can get to know each other. I can bring them,
Yes.
or whichever that the relevant chapters or technical society, because
Yes.
we have 24 in Malaysia. We already have 24 technical society under IEEE, meaning that we have 24 different expertise.
Oh, great. Great.
So we cannot.
Fantastic.
I've never done robotics, so I'm not an expert in robotics. But
Oh, but
you
there's a
know,
technical group on that. Excellent.
yes, yes.
Just
So,
to share, one of the things that we are really trying to do during this so-called downtime, because we can't do physical activities.
Hey.
So the least we can do is try to establish our network, So there's so much of resources and expertise. And we also have a lot of teachers and parents who are looking for such expertise, you see. So
yes.
our role is actually to now match this, So now that we know you and the what you call technical groups that you have under IEEE, I think there's a lot of possibilities. For Frida's information and Dr. Satya's information, our next major event we're planning to do is the World Science Day, which is on the 10th of November.
Okay.
That has been our flagship program for the past 5 years. So we first organized the World Science Day at PPAS. And so we thought that that will also be a next major platform. So rather than just waiting for the 10th of November, we can roll it out as early as September, so that every week, every month there's something going on, and the climax of it will be at the 10th of November. So if like the robotics society or IEEE or any of the departments, or FREDA, you have any special programs, we would actually can build it up as part of the World Science Day. Right. So I think that's something that we would like to explore with Dr. Satya as well.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I think we are good for time. We've got another 4 minutes more, and I see there are some participants already in the chat in the group. So welcome those who have already joined us. I think we will be able to start on time. I see Luis also is on board. Hi, Luis.
Hi, Ramesh. Hi, everybody.
Hi. Okay, Luis is our partner for LMS platform. The learning management system, right?
Perfect.
So we are still getting used to using that to our advantage.
The e-learnings, right? We
Yes.
call it the e-learnings. Yeah, LMS. Okay.
Yeah, e-learning is very broad. Within e-learning, the LMS is actually the main feature is able to capture the responses, what they call tracking. So through this, we know how many students have participated, how long they participated, what are their scores. Even if they have done it 10 months ago, the scores will be permanently there. So we can gauge, what we plan to do is also give them points and, that they can redeem. So which means to say every good program, so they earn their certificate, but we can also give a point system. So eventually, if they got, let's say, 50 points, they can come and redeem that for certain programs or products. So this LMS platform enables us to do that. So that's another good thing. And we thought, Luis will play quite a critical role in that platform.
We will begin in 2 minutes. Just a little bit of housekeeping. Welcome everyone who has just joined us. If you could just type in your names and from which organization you're from. So that will help us, and just type it into the create the chat section. That'll be helpful. We are also running this on YouTube live, and when this session ends, you can actually go to STEM for All Makerspace at YouTube and be able to watch this session as well for those who could not attend today. So just to let you know that.
Thanks for that, William. Right. So 1 minute to go. So all our speakers are ready, and the recording will be done through our STEM studio. I think Daryl is managing that for us.
So who's going to speak first?
Dr. Satya will be the first speaker, first panelist, followed by Prof. Noliza, and then by Preda. Preda, in fact, has got some very exciting news to share as well. So we will wait for her to, to do the breaking news later. Yeah, Preda?
She's not in the group. She just left, dropped out.
Is oh
Yeah.
dear.
Hopefully she's coming.
Selvi is on board. Selvi, can you contact Frida? Ask her to
I'm
join.
just asking. I think there must be some
Ah,
technical problem.
Hi,
Yeah.
Sylvie.
Hi.
Hi, Selvi.
Hello.
Now I can see you.
Yes.
Okay, we are at 11 o'clock sharp, Mr. Ramesh, and we are recording. You can begin.
all right. Thank you, William. Thanks to all of you for joining us this morning for our webinar, our forum, STEM forum, on the topic of collaboration between universities and schools to accelerate STEM education. A quick introduction: STEM for All Makerspace is a center to promote STEM education through interactive work. So we have done the World Science Day, we have done Minggu Science, we've done World Engineering Day, and we have brought a lot of teachers, students, parents, families to actually enjoy learning STEM interactively. But however, for the past 1.5 years, we couldn't do anything physical on the scale that we used to do due to the obvious reason. But then again, we would like to engage with our audience, which are teachers, students, and parents, through this series of webinar. So today, we are very fortunate to have 3 very distinguished speakers, all very strong advocate of STEM education, to talk about this topic about accelerating STEM education through collaborations. So our targeted audience today is actually school teachers and parents. There are lots of homeschoolers as well, and we thought that we'd like to share this topic about collaborations. All right. So we have got the first panelist will be Dr. Satya. Now, this seminar is actually hosted by STEM for All Makerspace as a platform, to share our resources and expertise, by subject matters experts from the industry and the academia, right? So what is the objective or the focus of this forum today? One, the relevance of importance of STEM education. I think Dr. Satya can also share some things, about why STEM education is so important. Number 2, the fundamentals for developing STEM competencies. And this is an area maybe Freda can touch. What are the fundamentals and what is probably lacking and what is needed? And thirdly, the objective of this is the collaborative initiatives of public universities. And here I think Prof. Noliza has done a lot of wonderful work through UTM as well as through her IEEE to engage with students, to engage with schools, with some lovely programs. So we have brought these 3 experts to share their own experiences and expertise for the benefit of school teachers. So what we'll do is that we'll hear the 3 panelists. Each will take about 10 to 15 minutes to present their thoughts and their ideas with regards to this topic. And then we'll take the questions from the audience, right? So if that's doable, shall I introduce Dr. Satya first as our panelist, right? So Dr. Satya is a senior lecturer at the Razak Faculty of Technology and Informatics, UTM. And she's very passionate about STEM education. She has traveled a lot, she has done a lot, she's researched, and she's currently the director of UTM OTEC. Right. So without further ado, Dr. Satya, if I can pass this space to you to talk about this topic.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ramesh. Yeah, since I'm given about 10 minutes or so,
Yes.
I also would like to present, So first of all, allow me to convey my sincere appreciation to STEM for all makerspace, Mr. Ramesh, Mr. William and team. I think Dr. Rahmat Shazi is also in your team, yeah? So would like to appreciate him also. We have been, I am Satya and I'm from UTM as mentioned by Mr. Ramesh. So allow me to share my slides here.
Sure.
We have been working as University Technology Malaysia, the name itself goes, right? Of course, technology is part and parcel of what we do. So that's where, in order to have the feeders coming into the university, we must start, focusing on STEM education. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
You can. Okay. So since 2015 and 2016, very actively, after me joining UTM also, of course, the seniors, Prof. Noliza and her team have been already doing work and actively engaging respective schools and so on. But since 2016, we have really thought about it and really went deep down into it. And then we thought that it's really important, especially why, the reasons are because Mr. Ramesh just asked me, throw the question, like, what is the importance of STEM education? Yeah. So this is one of the, things that I would like to highlight. Yeah. Especially Malaysia. Yeah. Now we are 2021. In order to become a developed nation or in the process of becoming a developed nation, so the scenario of Malaysia and putting Malaysia into the perspective of how our economic growth, of course, all this economic growth, globalization, and I think before globalization would be the unemployment rate, or how our employability will be, and so on. So the statistics of STEM education is very, very much relevant. As I mentioned earlier, to become a developed nation, of course, that is part and parcel, and it's already been in our education blueprint. Maybe something went wrong somewhere, and it was not really the action was, grassroots actions were not taken properly. That is why to date, I think from the Ministry of Education statistics, if you look at it, pure science students, because there are pure science students, and we also include the technical and vocational. When you include both that, then we have about 40% or so. Okay, but then even then, our target achievement or target, the number that we are looking at, which was already in the blueprint in 1967 or 69 itself, is like 60-40 ratio. And I think teachers and parents may already be, aware and listening to this ratio, So this ratio is simply meaning that we must have a group of students graduating the Form 5, after, completing Form 5, they have the know-how or they have the knowledge of STEM education, technology, engineering, and vocational. I would like to emphasize on that also, because that is also very important. So that ratio must be achieved at least 60%, at least 60%. But to date, last year's SPM results from the Ministry of Education, what they've shared with us is still like about 40%. Okay, so the formation, certain initiatives were taken, and if you can see in this slide, at that time, 2015, 2016, this movement called National STEM Movement, we all gathered in the Academy of Sciences and brainstorming and thinking together, and who were the members were like-minded people, and it's not that we are free, we are also having our commitments. We gathered university lecturers, professors, and also those from the officers from Ministry of Education, teachers, school teachers were also together to, so those were some of the objectives that we thought about, and then we came up with the idea like STEM mentor-mentee program. So this was kind of the initiative, the kickstart, where we really, we means UTM, through our university social responsibilities that we also have to contribute back to the society, our USR. We went to schools. So the first time with Prof. Noliza and the team, we went sometime in 2017, and we chose the nearest school, SMK, Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Padang Tembak. Okay, so as you can see, the engagement was very much very, very useful. Even the teachers were very happy, the students were very happy. We went to the school with the mentor. So the mentor were the university students, So about 30 over students, we went to the school and we were guiding through. Okay? We don't use the term teaching, because the job of teaching is still the teacher's job. So we are trying to complement the teacher and try to guide the students, the mentee in these terms. So we had about 150 over mentee, at one time, and we usually spend about 2 hours in the school trying to guide the students on subjects like maths and science, 2 subjects, because when you look at STEM in the school, the subject, and then we also want to we did it in a way that what the school needs, if they are weak in maths, it was maths. If they want to have science, then we include both maths and science. So these were the ideas and the approach that we did at the grassroots level, and it really picked up well, and we went to several schools after that. I think after that also we continually going to Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan, but then at that point, the second school, we thought that it's always better to go to primary school level. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Okay. So primary school level. So after that, we went to many primary schools, okay, in Kuala Lumpur and also Selangor. So when we as academic staffs go to the school, we go in a group in order to really see, how the process or the activity of the mentor-mentee is taking place. And we always give our guidance or our thoughts to our mentor, the university students, in our own class in the university. So it's actually a subject that they have to take and under the co-curriculum in order to graduate their degree, or undergraduate program. So besides that, of course, many colloquium, pendidikan STEM, this is usually organized by the Ministry of Education, but we get invitation and we go. So from my experience, we personally went to USIM. I think there was one with the mentor. We went to the to the USIM for the colloquium, and then we exhibit and promote how we did our pedagogy of the mentor-mentee, and our research also we presented. Okay, and besides that, with the team, STEM team that we have in UTM, specifically our faculty called Razak Faculty of Technology and Informatics, we have about 20 over academic staffs in the team. Each and everyone has got their own passion and a field that they have, that they have their own expertise. You see the field that they. So we contribute to wherever we can. Yeah, and then we also organize STEM forum, and then this one I still remember in UTM we had this where Prof. Noliza was also a speaker, and we had 2 more speakers sharing their own field, of research, field of study. This is all done to inspire and to attract the younger generation, the students in the school. So when you come to university, I think it's always best the time for secondary school students to come. I think primary school will be very, still unable to grasp the knowledge, or how to go about, especially on their career development. So when we did this STEM forum, I think we invited more of secondary school students and also teachers. And then another activity where we did in Putrajaya in the KBS, Kementerian Belia dan Sukan, was the STEM Explore Race and Explore Run. So these are some of the initiatives that we've done. Just a recap on the STEM Mentor-Mentee program that we have initiated. In a semester, we can go to 1 to 2 schools because it is a continuous program, for the whole semester. And usually we only get like opportunity like 5 to 6 times to go to school and meet the mentee. So the mentor meeting the mentee. Okay, what do we do before, the whole other time in the semester is preparing the topic for the mentee. We have to prepare because we get the topics from the school. Okay, we don't do things that we want to just supply them. No, we will always talk to the panitia maths and science. What is the weakest subject or topic that you want us to guide to your students? So they will be giving us the topics and we prepare beforehand before going to the school. So if you see the STEM Mentor-Mentee program is quite. Let me use the pointer here. Okay. Flagship and very quite attractive and also influential program, whereby the mentor are the university students and the mentee is, you can see, we started off with secondary school. However, eventually we thought it's better to go with the primary school. And then we as the university academic staffs, and also I'm very, very grateful, and I would like to take this opportunity and convey the gratitude to STEM partners, who always help us. Okay, example, Global Children Network, Miss Freda and her team also came to one of the school. While we are doing our mentor-mentee program in the hall, they will be doing their program, catering the other half. We will be conducting our program in classrooms for standard 4. At the same time, in the hall, standard 5 will be having the key to maths program, assessment, doing that for an hour. So then we swap. So besides key to math, we also invited BrainNets program, and all this they did it as their CSR program, CSR. So we always want to go to public schools. Our first, of course, approach and our first objective is to go to the those who are in need, and to everyone and every students require these skills and this education. So this is that. Yeah, these are some of the way how we do it. Yeah, I think that's about from me. If at all any more questions, we can.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Satya. So firstly, I must congratulate Dr. Satya for wonderful work she has done through the programs that she has mentioned, the mentor-mentee program in particular, right? So this is what I really wanted to let the other audience, especially school teachers, to take note that this is the kind of collaboration that benefits. Now, I must say that I have seen the school that she mentioned, SMK Padang Tembak. They're actually a very lucky school, because Dr. Satya and a team from UTM had kind of adopted the school and provide this mentor program. And it doesn't stop there, it's continuous. Whenever we have a program and I tell Dr. Satya, can you please invite, I will see a number of students, in fact, the most number of students coming from these schools, right? So I must thank you for that, because I think that's that's the beauty of networking, right? So
collaboration, yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Ramesh, I would like to add on, we have an alumni, Dr. Nurul Huda Ahmad. She comes from that school. So that's another way, how we link things. Yes. So,
Excellent. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a continuity, is it? So and we're very happy to see that, and thank you so much for sharing that information. So to all audience, teachers in particular, or even there's some students, please take down what you like to ask, and at the end of the presentation by all 3 panelists, we'll allow you to ask your questions. All right. So if we can move on to our second panelist. Our second panelist is Dr. Professor T.S. Professor Norliza Muhammad Noor, and she is from the Razak Faculty of Technology and Informatics, UTM as well. Now, her current work concentrates on medical image analysis using machines and deep learning techniques. These are very, very advanced terms that I think Dr. Norliza will be able to explain to you. And most importantly, she's also a very active member of the IEEE. It's an engineering-based professional institution, and through that, she has also reached out to many students and schools. So without further ado, let's hear Dr. Professor Norliza share her thoughts and experience on our topic today.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Ramesh. All right. First of all, I'd like to thank the organizer for inviting me here. So I really appreciate it very much because we, under IEEE, we do have one, we call it the EAB, or Educational Activity Committee. So whereby this is a very active committee and a very important committee in the IEEE, whereby they will reach out to the university student, pre-U meaning that high school and a primary school student. So we do have a lot of activities, a lot of support in terms of grant and so on. So all we need is just collaboration from the schools and from the teachers to accept our, or to invite us to come to your school, and we can do a lot of things without you giving spending any dollars at all. Right? Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, stop. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, can you see my slides?
Yes.
All right. So my title for the today's forum is the How IEEE Help to Promote STEM. Okay, so we have, STEM is very important for us, and then we, because of our IEEE is actually Institute of Electrical Electronics Engineering Society, right? So it is a very big society, and then it's not only limited to the electrical engineer and electronics, and all we also open to the supporting other engineering discipline, especially like mechanical, computer science, IT, and so on, right? And also now it's already open to all the mathematics and physics, and also biology, because all are incorporated into the EE, meaning the electrical and electronics. So we see now where we have the now robotics, the even like the drone, and the lots of mechanical parts coming in together, and also for the biology where we have the what called mechanical heart, or all the transplant and the all sort of things that we need, we do for the biomedical part, right? So therefore the understanding of biology is very important, right? So the hence we under the IEEE we do what do you call it, concentrate or focus to start STEM in the young children. So young children enjoy solving problems and exploring the world through science, technology, engineering, and math. And there are fun, easy ways to include STEM to preschoolers. So they already started from the preschoolers, not only the primary school. Then STEM learning can support children's early math development and many other important skills. So therefore, what we need to create is to create inquisitive mind from young and develop good psychomotor at early age. I think now with all the gadgets, smartphone and so on, you can see the young children at now, the current young children, they can break the code. Mama's handphone, no code that cannot be broken. So you can create any code you want to make sure the child cannot use your handphone, but they eventually did, right? So I've seen my young niece, 1 year old, 2 years old, they can just break the code easily, very, very fast. And then now even I noticed I find out recently that one of my nieces is that they can read the keyboard if you key in upside down, and then from the other side they can read what password you type in, and then they can remember. Right, so this is meaning that you can develop good psychomotor at a very, very early age. All right. So, and then for here, IUP has provided 2 ways to engage curious young minds. This is normally in US, they have a long summer break. So during this summer break, they will have all this STEM activity. So like us, we do not have a very long summer break. We have like, I think the most is 1 month break. But during that break, you can do a lot of things. Right. So most of the schools sometimes they do have, and then you can or sometimes it's private groups can organize certain activity. Right, so for here under, as I said just now, under try engineering a lesson plan toolkit library, so we have this. I put in the URL for you to see. These are there are around there are hundreds of lesson plans that can be used to inspire the students with STEM activities. So whatever you need, you can do coding, you can do if you want to do simple robotics and so on. And then there are following a simple step-by-step guide that does not require any technical background and that only needs household materials. So like using the potato to generate electricity, to light up the LED bulb and so on. So these are possible. Right, so you can go around and no need to use a lot of money. We don't need starting STEM, you have to buy things, buy this, buy that. No need. Right, so from here there are a lot of lesson plans that you can cater to the students without using a lot of dollars and cents. Okay, all right. So the best part that this complete lesson plans align with the educational standard. So this one is already being done by the IEEE, right? So not to worry because you say all those are US standard, we are no. For us, UTM engineering, we are our program are in line with the ABET standard. So we are in the ABET Washington Accord. So meaning that our engineers, when we sign this ABET accord, when we sign, meaning that our graduates, engineering graduates from our universities in Malaysia, can work anywhere in the world. Right? So because of we signed this agreement, because we have to follow like their OBE, outcome-based education, and so on, right? So we are following their standard. We are already being accredited to the standard ABET, ABBET, right? So that's why we can see that our engineers, graduates engineering from Malaysia, especially UTM, work in Singapore, work in Dubai, work in the Middle East. Right, and some now I have my ex-student also, they work in Amsterdam, even during the COVID last year, I mean the COVID 2020, they just apply overseas and then they got it. They went to the Amsterdam, some went to Ireland and so on. So meaning that our engineering program in Malaysia, from the accredited universities, you must make sure that it's accredited by the MQA. So all are under ABET, meaning that your degree is accepted worldwide. You can work anywhere in the world. So therefore, this is a very, very good opportunity if you like to take engineering. Okay. So this is the lesson plan for the teachers and for parents, things like that. It's free. You can just go into the website. And then next is the volunteer STEM portal. So this is an online pre-university STEM hub that provide everything you need to know about engaging in STEM outreach and building your STEM community. So this is one. And also we also have in Malaysia, because IEEE in Malaysia, our EAB is quite strong. EAC, Engineering Educational Activity Committee, is very, very strong. So therefore, we also have a fund, our grant that our volunteers can apply in order to have activities in the school. Right. So normally what we did is that, as I said just now, as Dr. Satya said just now, we choose Padang Tembak because we have the alumni. So that's how we, get the connection or networking with the teachers over there. So likewise, we in Malaysia, we got about 3,000 members all over Malaysia, including Sabah and Sarawak. So normally these volunteers, they will go to their children's school, right? So if their children study in, let's say, I have a colleague from UTHM, they make the Arduino for the high school in Batu Pahat. All right. So normally, easy is when they have children studying in that school, they approach the teachers and so on. Otherwise, it's quite hard to get connected with the teachers. I mean, to gain the trust, things like that, for and allow us to come in and provide all these programs to the school. All right, so next is the Try Engineering Tuesday. So this is another pre-university student guide and webinar series where you have features career pathway and technical topics in partnership with an IEEE Technical Society. This is especially true when the student don't know what to choose or what to do, or doesn't know what the career path and so on. So you can come and listen. You can just go to this website and then listen to all the webinars and so on. So if you don't be surprised. There are quite a large area of IEEE that you can choose to. Right here, this is what just some initiative in Malaysia. This is not from IEEE. This is the STEM challenges that has been in Malaysia. I think all these already they have to already got the recognition from the Ministry of Education, especially the International Mathematical Olympiad. Right, it has been conducted yearly in Malaysia since 1995. I think previous few years back, we do have a center here in Malaysia in UTM KL campus. So whereby lots of school students come in and take this test just to take the ranking. All right, then also the Quiz Kimia Kebangsaan Malaysia. So this is conducted by the Malaysian Institute of Chemistry. So which is good. I come to know about this because my daughter herself has participated in this. Right, so it's quite good for them. This is by the society to generate interest for the student to love chemistry. And I believe chemistry is quite strong in Malaysia because of this, right? And next is the Malaysian Brain Bee Challenge. So happen to know that I know a medical doctor, a neuroscience expert from University of Science Malaysia. So Dr. Muzamir, and then he approached us and Kuala Lumpur, UTM Kuala Lumpur campus. Our faculty become one of the centers in 2019. Dr. Satya, if I'm not mistaken, before the COVID. All right, so we were among these there are a lot of centers, so we are the 109 center, I believe. So a lot of school children came in. This is quite tough because this is about the brain. So the student has to learn a lot about the brain. Even us, we don't know much as much as the student. So and then they have to take the test, and then so the top scorer will go for the nationwide. Right, so for and then lastly, the top scorer will go for they're supposed to go to the for the world challenge lah. All right, so lastly, next is IEEE at a glance. Right, so this is our IEEE students is global. So we have about 420,000 members. These are professional members. Then we have 420,000 professional members, almost 500,000. We did hit the 500,000 mark in 2015. All right, but then because of the pandemic and all some economy recession and so on, so the membership is now dropped. But on top of that, we do have student members about 120,000. All right, so this is through the student branch. So the student branch is normally located in the universities, right? So because when like in Malaysia, most of the IEEE members are academician. All right, majority are academician, and maybe less than a quarter are from the industry. But this is a different scenario in US, right? Where in US is 3/4 of them are from the industry and only a quarter from the academician. right? So therefore, theirs are more industry driven, right? Compared to us, we are more academics driven. So the push is totally different, right? So, but because of this, with our part is that when we do most of the criteria, when we do any activities, we are supposed to involve the student. So hence the student branches are being set up. A lot of student branches being set up in Malaysia, so that whenever we have EAB, EAC, educational activity in schools, we will invite the student as well to help, because the peer pressure is there, because for us to talk to the student, there will be like a barrier because of the age gap. But because we masuk, we like mothers kan, so the student normally doesn't want mothers to come, or mothers or fathers, but they welcome brothers and sisters, the big brother and the big sisters. That's why Dr. Satya's mentor mentee program is very successful, because we invite the student who guide them. We guide our university student, and this university student will coaching or engage this primary school or high school student, right? So we notice that the receptive from these students are very, very warm, because they like the big brothers and big sisters come in, rather than the another parent like representative come in. Okay. All right. So actually we have about 1,900 annual conference every year, 5 million technical documents, 200 top cited periodicals, and 1,300 active standard. So we are one of the money making site is the standard, including the internet. Internet that we use today is from IEEE. All right, so these are the technically current. We have about 39 technical society, not 38. So sorry, keep on increasing. So it's already a lot. ComSoc is Communication Society, CAS is Circuit and System. All right, then we have now computational intelligence, which is a overlapping of computation, computer science, mathematics, and also engineering. Then we have the computer society. All right, and then we have like EMB is Engineering, Medicine, Biology Society. So this is where the biomedical engineering comes in. Comes in. So whereby the link between the medicine, the biology, and the engineering. A lot of things. That's why like the stand, or the CT scan, angiography, all those things. The engineering part. So you have to understand from here. But because to create the engineering part, we need to understand the biology part of the human being. Okay. All right. Then we have the PS, which is the power system engineering, the photonics, which is everything about lights, fiber optics, things like that. So all those things are under the photonics. And then we have also the signal processing, any signal. All right, so we have a 1D signal, so there is any signal, communication signal, and so on. All right, that's why now we have the smartphone, things like that. And then there is a marriage between this and the communication society. And also we have the 2D signal, which is image. So we have an image processing under this signal processing also. All right. So once you do image, there's a lot of things like now surveillance, what object detection. If you follow the person of interest, the TV series person of interest, where they can hear you, they can see you, and then they can observe you. Either way, positive to the positive side or to the negative side, they can see. All right, it can be used. All right, so those are the things. So it's already, it can be done. Okay.
Okay.
Right. So basically, the IEEE, this is for the Asia Pacific. We have actually region 10 region 1 to 6 in US, region 7 Canada, region 8 Europe and Africa, region 9 Latin America, Southern America, and the region 10 the Asia Pacific. So we are here. So you can see in Kuala Lumpur we have already 3 sections, which is in Malaysia we have 3 sections, Sabah subsection, Sabah subsection, Sarawak subsection, and Kuala Lumpur subsection, and the rest. So you can see the India, China, Japan, Australia, they all have already a council and section because they already quite large. Right, so this is roughly our region 10, the summary. So we have 59 sections, we have 40 subsections and so on. Then we have the new subsections: Afghanistan, Bhutan, Cambodia, Fiji, Laos, Mongolia, Myanmar, Nepal, and Brunei. All right, so all this we try to make. I think the latest one was in Myanmar and Bhutan. That is the most recent one, and now Afghanistan also. All right, so this is roughly now. Next, let me go to the Malaysia section. So Malaysia, we have Sabah, Sarawak, and Kuala Lumpur. Then we have here we have 26 technical society out of 39. Only 26 already established here. So these are among the most active. So if you like any of these, so all these societies are very, very active. You can approach me. I can introduce them to you. So which area that you like them to help. All right, and then we have also the affinity group, which is women in engineering, to promote women to study engineering. I think not much problem in Malaysia because there's quite a large of women in engineering nowadays. And then we have the YP, young professional, and then we have the young professional is the freshly graduate from the engineering faculties, and then 10 years. So they are grouped into this YP. Right, the purpose is to help them to find jobs and things like that. Right, next is the 28 student branches. These are in 28 universities already. We have 28 student branches. Then this is 16 technical chapters based on the technical society. Then we have 5 WIU student affinity from Ketin, MMU, UPM, USM, and UM. So this is roughly our membership. Now stand about 3,000 plus. All right, so this for the 5 years. All right, so we hit 2015 was the highest, about 3,000 and a half, 3,500. Right. All right. Okay. So last is the Kuala Lumpur subsection. So we just formed in February 2021. So this is easier so that we can concentrate in more focused area. Actually, not to worry because UTHM, UTEM, UMP, UUM, MMU, and things like that. All we have student branches, so we can spread our volunteers. Can spread even Sabah Sarawak. So for Sabah, the subsection will have those schools in the Sabah area, and Sarawak, those schools, even like in Miri, it's very concentrated, very localized already. So not to worry if you're coming from anywhere, we can approach the members that is nearest to your place, so that we can get them to help you all, right? So if you're interested. Right, so this is Kuala Lumpur subsection. So we define the area by the zip code, 50,000 to 60,000. Then formed in 20th February 2021, we have 96 senior members and 151 members and 118 student members. So these are the committee, the current committee. Then how to become IUP members, you can just go into this website and apply, join IUP, or you can renew if you're already a member. All right, so thank you very much. I think there's another slide on that. Yeah, pass back to you. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Professor Noliza. This has been a wonderful sharing session. I, for one, have benefited so much from your information that you have shared, particularly the vast resource that you have shared that IEEE can bring. So if I'm a student, or if I'm a teacher, or if I'm a parent, I will surely want to get in touch with the resources that you have shared. In particular, I like the idea of having programs, for schools, resources, even grants you mentioned. I think this will be very exciting for teachers to see how they can collaborate with IEEE. So for that, I think I have mentioned those who have got questions, please post your questions at the end of the session, and we'll be happy to take the questions. You can direct it to specifically to any of the panelists. All right. So we're running a little bit behind time, and Frida is very excited to share her part about collaborations. So Frida, let me quickly give the audience a brief introduction. Now, Frida is actually the founder of a program called Key to Maths. Now, she spent many years developing and perfecting a special technique for teaching multiplication in a more effective way. And she has successfully coached thousands of students to improve their multiplication skills. Her copyrighted Key to Maths program is a must-have, right? That to help students improve their multiplication. So without further ado, I would like to pass this space to Frida. And Frida also has got a very exciting berita terkini, breaking news to share later, right?
Okay.
So to you, Frida.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ramesh, and to the organizer, that's you and Mr. William. The well-recognized STEM panelists, Prof. Nolisa and Dr. Satya. I think I've learned so much from both of you this morning. And what I would like to share with teachers, parents, and students is to, at grassroots. Today, I think most of the panelists, they're talking about grassroots. Okay, I also want to step in there. Let's build at grassroots level, building strong fundamentals at primary school, right at an early age. Like Prof is talking about so many things that you can get involved. Our children can get involved. Okay, but what does it require? And even Dr. Satya was sharing, all this mentor-mentee. What does it really require is, you have to build strong fundamentals in both maths and science. So if you ask me, what is the level of competency of multiplication in primary school? Because that's we have permission letter to go to schools, but this was before the pandemic. We can go to schools and do free pre-assessment. So what we saw, a glaring disparity, is to see the multiplication level of students is at varying level, and this is the most feared operations for a child to grasp and understand. Too many students, they find it difficult to remember too many numbers that's going all over, and this is painfully awful for them. Okay, so at national school, students, they begin to learn multiplication in standard 2, only in standard 2. And for some students, the struggle of memorizing multiplication persists at standard 5, standard 4, and up to even standard 6. And sometimes it is also spills over in secondary school. When they take too long to memorize multiplication, for example, months or years, they would form an indelible impression, okay, that maths is difficult. And this is when they start losing interest and start disliking maths as a subject. So this is what we don't want the child to, fall into that impression. Furthermore, too many topics, okay, are interconnected to multiplication and division. Division is just the reverse of multiplication. Okay, for example, you have division, fractions, decimals, percentages, and etc. All this involves grasping a good knowledge of multiplication. So how then can we solve this problem? Okay, all parents, they send their children to early childhood centers to learn, say, alphabets, reading and writing. Why not give them the same exposure for numeracy right at an early age? Okay, so what we have done in Key to Maths, Coach Sylvie and I, Key to Maths have revolutionized an innovative way of teaching multiplication in just 14 days instead of months or years. Okay, we want to remove this this notion that a child would take months or years to learn multiplication. No. Okay, so our 14 days copyrighted online program offers children the ability to learn and memorize multiplication in a fun and easy way by using the whole brain method. Okay, that is logic plus creativity. Okay, our innovative way of coaching this is via pictures. Okay, so you know the pictures, stories, songs, patterns, logical thinking, and finally, or all they go is with their fingers. So we want them to reinforce their multiplication by reinforcing with fingers. Okay, so what we are doing is we're transforming children to love maths at an early age. Okay, we believe key to maths is certainly a value added program for children to acquire a lifetime skill which are interconnected to so many topics in maths, which continues to secondary right up to tertiary. Okay, so what will it do for the child? Okay, so don't look at the don't look at it as an adult. Okay, so what will it do to a child? Okay, so it reduces the child's anxieties, limiting beliefs, and frustrations in learning multiplication. Our online coaching emphasizes a stress-free learning, hence giving them a head start in school. Mine was short and sweet. Mr. Ramesh?
Okay, sorry, my mic is on now. All right, thanks, Frida. It's been
Thank you.
very put to the point, So I had a few questions, but I think you have answered. But maybe I can just recap,
Yes.
for the benefit of the audience. Now, one of the first point that I wanted to ask, which is already answered, what are the challenges or the competencies that she sees is lacking? And this is something from somebody who is a parent, who has worked very closely with schools, and she has seen it for herself as how we have seen it, that many students are actually struggling with maths. And the reason is because their basic multiplication when they are 8 years old is already being affected. So I think she has pointed out that she has got a formula or she has got a method of teaching them. Right? So that's wonderful. I think that's what we need. I think most of you teachers, or at least those in the STEM community, know our ranking in PISA. PISA ranking is to rate students who are 15 years, their competencies in maths and science. And we are among the lowest. It's nothing to be proud of. So we need to do something to enhance our maths. And I look at it, and Frida has got a very nice program to help students who are struggling with their maths. And that's how key to maths come. Now, the other point that I see, the collaboration part. And here we have to express our appreciation to Key to Maths for coming on board to the many programs that we have done. STEM for All Makerspace is basically a community-based organization to bring valuable programs. And whenever we invite Frida, she will come with a team to teach and to excite students about multiplication. So, and as Dr. Satya has mentioned, when she has a mentor-mentee program, Key to Maths will also be there. So parents, teachers, if you see, this is the collaboration that we are trying to say that we would like to bring about, right? So in future, if you've got any upcoming events in schools, we can bring them on board. We have IEEE with such vast resources. We have Frida, and we have many more other partners. So today, it's exclusively our partner is Key to Maths, and to show the value that she can bring that could benefit our kids. All right. So I think that was the main question that I think Frida has already put
Mr.
in.
Ramesh, sorry
Yes?
to interrupt. Yeah, just
Please.
a correction. Yeah, just a correction. So
Sure.
whenever we do the STEM mentee program, what happens is that we have a schedule, So if at all, it is working with the STEM partners like Miss Freda, Key to Maths program, or I also mentioned BrainNet, then we try to, accommodate. So it's
Right.
all about, if there's a will, there's always a way. So that's how
right.
it works,
Okay.
So
Thanks
it's
for
not,
that.
it's not compulsory that, we are always, it's always
Okay.
the timing,
Correct.
and the effort. But we always, try to think in a positive way, and that's in our DNA, I think.
Yeah.
So we will try to do it well. Yeah.
All right.
And
Thank
the root or the fundamental thing is for the students, our mentee or the school students to really get out the maximum, of whatever
That's right.
program that we do. Yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
thanks for pointing out that. Yeah, so because of the many limitations, there will be only certain amount that can be done. And I agree with Dr. Satya that the key here is for the schools to be more receptive or more forward-coming. I can tell you through my own experience, the schools that are most who benefits most from this are the teachers and principals who are out to get these materials for them, because whenever they see this program they say, oh, ni cantik, ni bagus, ni diperlukan, oleh murid-murid kita. So then it happens. The difficulty, if the teachers are not very excited or not proactive, then we can't do very much. Right? So we can only help schools or teachers or students who want to reach out for programs. Right? Okay, so I think we have come to the Q&A part. There are some students or some parents out there or teachers who may have some questions, Let me look at the box, the chat box first. If there's any questions there, can email to Dr. Norliza. I can request for friends. All right, so, okay, Dr. Norliza has given her email contact. So should anybody or any schools have any programs, you can email. So thanks, Prof. Norliza, for sharing your email address. Okay, so
yeah, that is Mr. Ramesh. So it actually came from Miss, sorry if I'm wrong, Suba, Suba. So yeah, and when I saw the name, I thought it's in KL. The school is called SK Sri Alam. I just quickly Google it. When I Google also, it's showing me Johor. Then I really wanted to ask her if really Johor. But not to worry. Please send the email to Prof. Norliza. As she mentioned, we have a strong team. I also know. That's why I know PM Dr. Zaitun, who's working on STEM programs. But we can always, first, you send the email to Prof. Norliza. Yeah, and IEEE chair, as she, stated. Yeah, Prof, you want to say something, Prof?
Okay, yes, thank you. As I said, we have 3,500 members or 3,000 members now. We are in Malaysian-wide, meaning that including Sabah and Sarawak. So basically, as I said, 3/4 are from academicians. So all the universities in Malaysia, at least there are IEEE members. We have some IEEE members. So I've known universities, private and public. I have not penetrated yet the polytechnics. All right. Okay. So polytechnics, I think maybe a few, but we are not aware of any active members there. But at least universities we have. So we have UTHM, UTEM, all over Malaysia, UMP, UMS, so even 13 in Miri, Swinburne. So we have a lot of active members there. So if the school is, if you would like us to come or invite us, we can approach any of the members that nearest to your place. So because we can limit the amount of traveling to that can be occurred, right? So save travel budget, things like that. So they can we would like to the nearest localized help. So we can approach to we can network you to the closest members. All right, in your area, then we can organize certain things with them. All right, so just email me if any of the schools all over the world. That's not because Masai is in Johor, so easier for our friend in Skudai to come over. All right, and obviously in Masai, Pasir Gudang, there is UITM, there is Polytechnic as well. So we may have to find whether we have members in this Polytechnic and UITM Pasir Gudang. Okay.
All right. Thank you so much, Prof. Noliza. So that is basically the objective of the session today, to share resources, expertise, and the collaboration. So you see that the speakers today, Prof. Noliza, Dr. Satya, and Freda, they're very excited to share what they have. So thanks, Shubha, for asking that question. And if there are any others who need to reach out to bring resources and expertise to your respective organization, please do drop us a mail or please do email to the respective speakers. All right. Now, in view of the short time that we have, there's one last question that probably I can pose to Frida. Now, Frida has been working very, very long, to perfect and improve her key to math system. She has reached out to hundreds and thousands of students and, to use her particular method. And now she is being approached or, by a certain records. So let's hear it from Frida, what this records are about. Frida, please.
Okay, Mr. Ramesh, it's the other way around. I approached Malaysian Book of Record. So Global Children Network, that's our company, will be attempting a record with the Malaysian Book of Record. The approved record title is Most Number of Student Participants in a Multiplication Online Assessment 2021. So the record attempt duration is from 30th of September right up to 30th of December 2021. So we will be collaborating with UTM as our main collaborator, okay, together with STEM Makerspace, the National STEM Association, Angkasa, past happy parents, corporations, cooperatives, schools, PIBGs, parents, students, and members of the media to come forward and make this a huge success. We always want to help, right? A lot of us, start with just one, share it with just one other person. As a company, we are committed in ensuring this program is affordable to all. We are giving 40% discount, that is from 300 ringgit to RM 179 to all students. So we like you to grab this opportunity and give your student a head start in learning multiplication in a fun and easy way and acquiring a lifetime skill in just 14 days for a one-time payment. Together, we can all create excitement for children upon subscription for the 14 days copyrighted program to experience, the children themselves, they will experience a breakthrough in multiplication in just 14 days. And not only that, but also to attempt and participate as a student in the Malaysian Book of Record.
Wow.
Thank you. It was a mouthful, yeah?
Right. That's an exciting piece of news. Yeah. So we will look forward to the materials once you have got it ready. And we will share it with all our participants today and also other participants of our other programs. Right. So this is something exciting to look forward to. And all right. So we have come to the end
Mr.
of
Ramesh, may I? Yeah.
Sure,
just
please.
to add to what Ms. Frida just mentioned, is actually education is not only about the know-how and the knowledge. I wrote in the chat also, maybe biology, engineering is related when Prof. Noliza was and then logic, image processing, mathematics is very important. It's actually building the self-esteem, telling adik you boleh buat, adik you boleh buat adik, ini senang, we keep on saying those type of words, it will really build the self-esteem, and not saying, oh, you tak boleh, that is the mindset that you need to. That's where we always want to go to primary school to build that there, because
absolutely right. You're absolutely right, because that's what I see is quite lacking, and the students feel very dejected the moment you say you're not good enough, right? So time doesn't permit, because Frida also has got a lot of such experiences to share, whereby students who have been told that, look here, you are not good, you fall into a certain category, but by using her method, they have proven that this kid is as good, if not better than others. So she has got a lot of good stories like that. But what we will do is probably continue with this series, or maybe have more such short videos, and then using our platforms to actually convey that message. I think many teachers are great, but some teachers probably are not so tactful, so therefore they can be very, very hurtful, because they also have got such a large number of students to take care of. And when a particular student doesn't perform to their expectations, then they become a little
Stressful, I think. Stressful.
stressful. Yes, so it's just the
Okay.
circumstances. So it's a very good point.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think we have.
Last words for you, Prof.
Yeah, sorry. I think we have to follow what Einstein is because he's a late developer, meaning that during his school days he's not that bright either. Right, he's quite slow and things like that, but only once he in the universities he started to excel, right? So meaning Einstein is not bright during the primary school and high school, right? So this is what we call late developer kind of children. So don't not to worry, because teachers, you cannot expect teachers to do a wonderful job, right? So because they already, as you said, our class is quite large, especially in the urban area. Maybe remote area is quite okay, but small classes and so on. We are not that fortunate to have like in the Europe or in Western countries, whereby the schools are small in numbers. They keep small the ratio between teachers and student per class. Okay, but even that also, like in US, if you are in New York public school, you don't have such thing anyway. It's still the same, even worse than in Malaysia. So hence, if the parents and the children themselves has to have the awareness and so on. So the parents, like myself, I'm also a parent. Really, you need to focus to help your child. You need to observe, and help them whenever they think they need help.
Okay. Can I just add one other thing? I think what Prof. Nolisa just said was very, very important. That is, don't only, very easy to point fingers. The teacher is not doing a good job. Okay, so whatever happened to the parent? So this is a collaboration. Your child's learning is, there are three parties involved here: the parent, the teachers, and the child. And when this triangle collapses, then the learning is made difficult for the child.
Yes.
Correct. Yes. Okay, so I think I can conclude, what the three panelists have actually mentioned.
Mr. Ramesh, if you're not pressed for time, we have this Puan Mastura with us here. So, she's a pengetua and very passionate pengetua also lah.
Right, sure.
Wow.
Love to hear her.
Morning, everyone.
Hi, Puan.
Right?
Please share your thoughts.
Dari sekolah mana ya?
I'm from SMK Konvent Jalan Pil, KL.
Oh,
okay. Okay, Assalamualaikum and good afternoon, everyone. It's already past noon. We already met, or we already discussed some of the things mentioned today with Dr. Satya and Dr. What's the name of the other doctor? Dr. Satya?
Nolisa.
Oh, yeah, okay, Dr. Nolisa. All right, the other day. Okay.
Prof. Nolisa.
Sorry, my apology. So some of the things mentioned were already discussed when we had our session on the 4th of August. So I'm very interested, very keen, because my intention is, mine is all girls school, convent, right? So all girls school. So when we talk about engineering, talk about chemistry, so STEM and the girls, like, I don't know, perception, like it's more boys things rather than girls things. So what I would like to debunk that perception, and I want my kids to be more on STEM, because our school is a Sekolah Model STEM under program STEMAC, IAB and BPK. So some of the things mentioned here, one thing about what Madam Frida mentioned just now, you said that the multiplication program is for the primary school kids? Is it
primary as well as lower secondary.
Okay, right. because basic is very important. Mathematics is very basic, the foundation of many subjects. So if you
Yes.
can't grasp the basics, you cannot go. I mean, in Form 4 and Form 5, even accounts, perniagaan, when people say that, okay, not so good kids, you go for the not STEM aliran, you go for other, but then still you need mathematics. So
Okay, we are coming to your school then.
oh, okay. We will come up with a kertas kerja, so that because we need to be focused. One of the things I mentioned the other day on the 4th of August was on coding. So because inshallah next year, we just got the letter from Jabatan that we're gonna introduce subject ASK, Asas Sains Computer.
Okay.
Because before this, we never had this. If you want to go beyond the basics for any invention, whatever, you need coding. And then for RBT, coding is only introduced in Form 3. My teachers are in online today. Some of my teachers, my core team, they are online now with you guys. So we hope that our girls can compete, can do better next time. And when you talk about this program collaboration with UTM, I want to cultivate the passion and interest for STEM. That's very important.
Excellent.
Tak kenal maka tak cinta.
Betul. Excellent. That's what we are
jadi
here for.
cinta tu.
Betul.
Kita
Thank you so
everybody terlampau dekat. Yeah, so near. UTM, yes, very near. So no
You
problem.
guys need
coming
to-
over.
You guys need to waru-warukan more, because just now you mentioned SMK Padang Tembak, and I was like, how come you're in KL and we do not know about this? And thank you, Prof. Shri, for introducing me to Dr. Satya and Dr. Noliza. Prof. Shri.
Yes, Prof. Shri's daughter is in the school, Prof.
He's
Through
in-
Prof. Shri, yes, correct.
And the son was in my former school.
Former school, yes,
So
correct.
I knew him
again, network and collaboration, network, yeah.
by
Wonderful.
chance.
So yeah, true. Sometimes that is one of the reason why we from STEM for All
Thank you,
Makerspace decided that we have to do this kind of initiatives, So the more we do, the more resources, the more experts and the beneficiaries. In this case, we see the schools as the beneficiaries whenever we do a program like this. So I must thank Puan Mastura for your initiatives. I think, taking your time off on a Saturday to join us so that you can actually look at what's out there and to be brought to your school. I've always been telling this is what the schools need. This is what principals need to do. This is what teachers need to do. Look out, there are actually plenty of resources out there, but if you just wait, if the teachers or the principal just wait for arahan daripada kementerian, then things are going to take a very, very long time. I keep saying there's plenty of material resources out there. It's only up to them to reach out. So thank you for reaching out to this occasion today. And we will
Anything for my children. Anything
Yes.
for my children.
Itulah, I'm in the PIBG and I've had some fantastic, pengetua, and not some so fantastic ones as well. So I know what it is. I know how is it like to work with a school when you have a fantastic pengetua, and thanks for being in that category of the fantastic ones. Yeah, because when you put the interest of students, you say anything for the interest of the students, the school will excel, right? And that's the kind of a culture that we need, So be assured, Puan Mastura, we together with UTM, together with Phyllis and all, will definitely come up with some programs to complement what you're doing. And I like the idea that you have got this Scholar module STEM, yeah? Scholar model STEM.
Yeah, Sekolah Model STEM. There are 32 Sekolah Model STEM in the whole country. For each state, we have one primary, one secondary.
So you represent Kuala Lumpur Wilayah. Excellent.
Yeah,
Now, let me quickly tell you, and also all our other audience who are listening to us, we've got about 28 on the platform today, that the next major event that we plan to celebrate is the World Science Day. World Science Day is a UNESCO endorsed event, and we have been doing this for the past 5 years. So we would definitely like to invite Convent Peel to be one of the main schools in which can do the programs that we will be planning in the next couple of weeks, right? So thank you for that. Okay, before we end, I think in all fairness, I will pass to the three panelists if they've got a final word to say, beginning with Frida first.
Okay, so basically, I just want to say don't label a child that the child is weak. There's no such thing as a weak child. Give enough resources. Wow, today when I saw, like what Dr. Satya has done and what Prof. knows Lisa, she's put all the links. If you start sharing this, the child will get better and better. We just have to believe that.
Thank you, Frida. Yes, that's wonderful. So I think this is in line with the boosting the confidence of a child. It's very important. All right, Prof. Nolisa.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ramesh. Okay, my experience in teaching diploma program in UTM, all right, starting in 1986, all right. So at that time, you can see in my class, electrical engineering, and also sometimes I teach the mechanical engineering. So normally in my class in 1986, a quarter of them will be female and 3/4 is male. All right, class of 19. But along the way in 1990s, 2000, it grew, and up to the point that in 2000, I think over 20 over years, at the end of that is 3/4 are female and 1/4 are male. All right, so that's why our university's enrollment is 67% female, and the other 1/3 is male, right? And then like in for the mechanical, in starting in 1986, there's in the class of 90 or 60s only two female students, but towards the end is half male, half female, right? So, but now currently, I'm not sure. I think I did teach, so it's about balance 50-50, but again, for the electrical. And so, but somehow the STEM also declining in schools. But it's not very popular choice for the student now. So that's why we try to promote STEM again, so that the student, coming back to do engineering and maths and sciences. I know it's not a high paying job, but it's a very, job satisfaction is that, right? Because engineer, if you want to be rich, you don't be an engineer. All right, so you should be accountant, lawyer, doctors, and that's all. So those you can get very rich. But the most job satisfying will be engineering. Why? Because you help solve the world's problem, hunger, lack of, medicine, in terms of medicine, things like that. So these are the engineering. Now you can see on this during this pandemic, whereby you cannot see, you cannot be face to face, social distancing. So now online apps, things like that. So all these are computer science, IT based, all are engineering based sciences, right? So therefore, you can see, even like now you have smartphone. How does this smartphone being developed from a mere during the last time Alexander Graham Bell, just a mechanical phone, now become a very, very sophisticated phone where you can have videos, things like that. All right, okay.
Wonderful.
So that's why I say STEM, engineering, is a very satisfying job. It's not lucrative but satisfying.
Thanks, Prof. We need more champions like you. So we'll definitely be inviting you to more programs, physical as well as online, and for you to share what you have mentioned earlier. And finally, Dr. Satya, to you, please.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Ramesh, for the invitation, and to STEM for All Makerspace, William and the team. Thank you very much. And final 2 points I would like to highlight. As mentioned earlier, of course, we because not because we are in that field, STEM field, but we always say that STEM, people with STEM, superheroes, to save the world and to save the people. Yes.
Don't be shy, Dr. Satya. Go ahead. You have to champion your field. Don't expect others to come and champion you. You have to champion. Go ahead. Don't be shy.
Yeah, Dr. Satya, I see the scape.
Yeah. But sometimes, tendency for us, maybe as Malaysian, as Asians, to little bit go behind. But then with the support of the UTM is very much supportive, and professors like Sifu, like Prof. Noliza, and all also, trying to groom the younger ones to be, that's why we are having so many, committees and thinking every day, what can we do, because if you see our USR, as I mentioned earlier, USR, she's laughing because she's always chasing us. Okay, all right. So the USR part, it only carries about 25% of our core activity, work, core scope of work. It's only 25%. So we cannot be doing 100%, but sometimes our tendency is to do 100, even though it's only 25. Because not to forget, we have our core work as academic staff, lecturing, and also our research activity. Why? Because we are research university. So
can I add one latest? Can I add a bit more?
Yes, Prof.
Okay. If you like to work worldwide, you mean you like to work worldwide, not only Singapore, anywhere in the world, you join engineering program.
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Engineering program in Malaysia is accredited, especially from the public universities, and also private universities. You must have that accredited. So hence you can see now all our engineers working in Middle East, in Singapore, in Australia, in US, in Europe. Even during pandemic, I saw one of our students. Actually, she took the what do you call it, the occupational safety. She was I was the supervisor for her project. Suddenly she said, I'm in Amsterdam already.
Wow.
So she got work there. Yes. Yeah. So it's a she, it's not a he, it's a she. Then the husband follow her.
Very nice to hear that. Very nice. Good.
And allow me to that one point is nation building. We always the objective nation building, and also for mankind, especially why, because we want to really go to the grassroots, and then try to also, of course, we hear lots about SDGs, sustainable development goals, but whatever small things that we are doing is actually an effect on that. Okay, so of course it's a top down thing, but we have to work at the bottom in order to tackle it, so that is another point that we always, our objectives are there, very clearly in our minds. And another thing, STEM is not only declining in Malaysia, it's a global thing that's happening. As Prof also said just now, it's a global. So somehow school and the collaborative effort that Miss Frida mentioned earlier, between the teachers, we as academic, or the university, and also the parents, we must, and also STEM partners like you. So maybe there's a quadra-helix, that we have to come up with and work together. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Dr. Satya. So I, on behalf of STEM for All Makerspace, would like to thank our three speakers for the excellent sharing. I think those who have joined us, I hope you have benefited. You know what are the resources available, who are the experts you can reach out, and that's basically what we are here for. Now, STEM for All Makerspace is actually doing what the things was mentioned by our panelists, i.e. to boost the confidence of kids, not only kids. Now, let me quickly share a very good experience, Now, most of the kids who come to our space, they're very excited because everything is hands-on. There's engineering, there is robotics, there is drones, there is even biochemistry things that are available, in STEM centers. So therefore, when they try this, they get excited and they become more confident, especially when they attend our workshops. And what we see that this is independent of the academics ability. So not necessarily they have to be a straight A students to be able to solve these engineering problems, not necessary. So this is something that we would like to tell parents, we like to tell teachers, while they push the students to get A's, but there's also some students who are not so academically inclined, but they can excel in other areas. Their creativity, their problem solving skills, their communication skills, these are also areas that are part of the STEM initiative. All right. So with that, I would like to once again thank our three panelists and all our audience for joining this session today. If we can do a group photography, If William is around, can William help to take a group photograph and then we can just
Yes.
share it?
Yes, sure. If everyone can turn on your cameras for a little bit.
Yes, please. Right.
Let's take a quick one here. Everyone, please turn on your cameras for a little bit.
Yeah, all our
It
participants
was a
can-
very exciting session. Women in engineering, you guys rock, lah.
Yes.
It's very good. You guys rock, and I think we have gained a lot from the session this morning. Anyone else, please turn on your cameras. I'm gonna start shooting in 5 seconds. Turn on your cameras. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Smile. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thanks, William. William, would
Thank
like
you.
to say anything else to our audience?
It's just that I think a lot of kids actually, to me, they kind of make up the decisions on STEM by the time they reach UPSR. So I think it's very important to catch them before that, because you see, to me, although they say the streaming is at Form 3, to me, I see the streaming happening at UPSR level already. So that's why catching them young is very, very important. Just my 2 cents. And of course, reach for the stars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies, very much.
All right. Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's
Thank
very
you.
right.
Thank
Okay,
you very
guys,
much.
Thank
have
you.
a good
Thank you, everyone,
weekend and
for
Thank
coming.
you,
catch up
everyone.
with all of you soon.